Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. This week was full of new recipes and winging recipes, and they all turned out really good. I also wanted to mention, if you didn't know already or if you're new here, I do type out the recipes and the measurements down below in the description box, along with any recipe links that I may mention. First up today, we're making this chicken enchilada skillet. To begin, I have 2 chicken breasts here. I already split them in half, and now in this little bowl I am adding 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of cumin, a half teaspoon of oregano, about 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to get those mixed together and then cover both sides of this chicken, and I'm just using my hand to really rub it in. Over to my skillet on my stove, I'm just adding a couple tablespoons of olive oil to cook the chicken in. I'm adding all 4 pieces of chicken in here, and I'm just going to let these cook for a couple minutes on each side until the chicken is browned and cooked all the way through. Once it was done, I did just go ahead and remove it over to a plate for right now. I'm going to leave the pan the way it is and add in 1 can of drained and rinsed black beans, 1 can of red enchilada sauce, a half cup of medium salsa, but you can use any kind you like. I just wanted there to be a little bit of heat, and then just giving this a really good stir to make sure I pick up some of that flavor from the chicken. I let the chicken sit for about 5 minutes and then I sliced all of it up. I also sliced up about 6 corn tortillas into these smaller little pieces here. Then I'm adding the tortillas and the chicken into that enchilada sauce mixture. If you are not going to eat this right away, I would wait to put the tortillas in, that way they don't get overly soggy. Or you could just toast these and then put them on the top if you prefer to do that. But the recipe that I was following said to mix them directly in. I added them straight in, and honestly, I didn't mind them in here. They didn't get overly soggy or anything, and I actually enjoyed them. To top it off, I'm just adding some Mexican style cheese, letting that melt down, and then it's ready to eat. Here's what my finished plate looked like. I did add some avocado, some fresh tomato, and some sour cream. You could also add rice into this if you wanted to be a little bit more filling and stretch further, but I did not add rice into it this day, but it was really, really good just like this. I was so excited for this recipe because it's been something I've wanted to try to make on here for months now. So we're going to make a chicken Parmesan meatloaf. I started by preheating my oven to 400 degrees. And then into this bowl I'm adding 1 pound of ground chicken, half of a small yellow onion that is finely chopped, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1/3 of a cup of breadcrumbs, 1 egg, about 1 tablespoon of parsley, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of freshly shredded mozzarella cheese. I am just using my hand in here to get this mixed together. I think it's the best way, but you can use a spoon if you need to. Once getting that mixed together, I'm spraying down a small baking dish with some avocado spray and then adding my meatloaf into that pan. Over the top, I'm just adding about 1/4 to a 1/2 cup of spaghetti sauce, and I'm just spreading that around like you would with ketchup on a regular meatloaf. Just make sure you cover the top and have a little bit dripping down the sides. This went into my oven to bake for right around 40 minutes, and this is what it looked like after that 40 minutes. Now add on 4 slices of mozzarella cheese, or you can use shredded if you want to, but this keeps it a little bit cleaner and keeps it from burning on the bottom. I just put that back in there for about 5 to 10 minutes until my meatloaf was 165 degrees and the top of my cheese was getting nice and brown. Here's what my finished plate looked like. I always go for the end pieces on meatloaf, it's my favorite, and this is what it looked like. It was super good. It was not dry at all. I think the cheese really helps in there with that. This turned out just as I had envisioned, and we just had some pasta on the side with the remaining sauce from that jar. Next up, we're trying a new recipe that was mostly a pantry meal because I was trying to get rid of this ricotta cheese. So we're making a ricotta cheese pizza. I started by preheating my oven to 400 degrees, and then as you can see, I already have a pizza dough rolled out here. I made some pizza dough with some sourdough discards, so that's where my pizza dough came from. But you just need enough pizza dough to make a large pizza. You can use any kind. Now into this little bowl, I am adding about 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, about 1 teaspoon of rosemary, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Let me just say, if you are not a big rosemary fan, then I think I would substitute it for something like oregano, just because the rosemary can be a little bit overpowering, so if you're not a huge fan, you may not enjoy it too much. I got that mixed together and then added it onto my dough and just spread that around, and this is basically going to be the base of this pizza. On top of that, you're going to add 1 cup of ricotta cheese. Like I said, I was trying to use this ricotta cheese up, and this night was actually New Year's Eve, so we were making homemade pizzas anyway, so it just kind of came to me. I looked around for some recipes online and just kind of put it together in my mind how I wanted to do it, and this is what we ended up with. Over top the ricotta, I'm adding some mozzarella cheese. I'd say I probably added about 1 cup to 1.25 cups, and then I also added a handful of shredded Parmesan cheese. Over the top, I sprinkled on some red pepper flakes. This is optional, but I love a little bit of heat. I cooked this in the oven for about 12 minutes, and this is what it turned out looking like. That cheese had such a beautiful golden color to it. I actually really enjoyed this, but like I said, if you're not a huge rosemary fan, maybe skip that or just substitute it with something like oregano. I think I would do that next time just because my husband didn't really like the rosemary too much, but I thought it was really good because I enjoy rosemary. So just make sure you take that into consideration. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you made it all the way to the end, don't forget to leave your flower down in the comments below. And of course, I will see you back here on Wednesday. Bye guys!